Right, so it's actually been just over a week since I last hopped on my team career mode, but that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to Canada. Now, of course, a few days ago, I uploaded a episode of my Senna career mode at Canada, and let's just say it didn't go very well. I'm actually feeling quite optimistic today, so let's get to the track. Remember, in my team career mode, we do a full quali. I'm aiming for a Q2, because I'm actually feeling quite confident, so let's go. And that is the absolute perfect way to start a weekend. We have a fuel system fault for about 3 minutes, which doesn't really mean anything because we don't go out until there's 10 minutes left anyway. So let's put on our nice little race setup. Here we go, Canada. We'll skip forward to about 10 minutes. Let's make sure we haven't got too much fuel. 6 laps? No, I don't want 6. I need lowest possible. We're going to wear down the time to about there. That'll do. Okay, let's take a look at the leaderboards. We have our first lap times now. Of course, drivers will improve, or well, you'd hope they improve. At the moment, the cutoff point is going to be here. So a 1:10.4 is going to be the cutoff. So I need to be a 1:10.4. Okay, I have no idea if I can actually do that, but that's the fun part. So let's go. And here we are on track. Whoa, okay, that would have been really embarrassing. I spin the car the first 2 seconds of actually driving. But here we go. This is my first time driving with this setup. Now, of course, this setup has also been adapted to the new handling patch, so let's see how it feels. Into turn 1. Okay, that's pretty good. Feeling sticky. I'm going to be careful on this exit. I don't want to spin. Ooh. Okay, I tell you what, the early signs are pretty good. Now, you got to avoid the grass here. I learned that the hard way in my Senna career mode. The grass is, like, really sensitive after the handling patch, but I tell you what, this feels pretty good. Through the tight chicane, let's ride those curbs. Oh, yes, baby, I love that. Through Sector 2, we are actually only a 10th up on Zhou Guan Yu. I mean, this lap was pretty mid, but that's alright, actually, to be fair. Let's use the remainder of my ERS down the back straight. I should have saved a little bit more, but it's okay, we can live with it. Through the final chicane, let's try and not hit the wall of champions. That'd be nice. Thank you. Overtake on. We crossed the line, and we're going to put it in P18. We are a 10th behind that, so okay, a 10.5. You know what? That's not bad. That means I only need to find a 10th to get into Q2. Problem is, however, of course, the other drivers are most likely going to improve on their time. So I feel like, that lap, I was braking very early. I was being very careful on throttle, and the car stuck. So I feel like I can be a lot more confident with this car. So let's get back to the garage. New boots. Go again. Q2. A Bosch. And here we go for the final lap of Q1. I have no idea if anyone ahead has improved their lap times. You'd expect so. I've got a lot of clear air ahead of me. And let's go. Now, I need to keep in mind, I need to save a lot more ERS for the back straight. And here we go. Braking way later into turn 1. Now, I know I can get on throttle a bit earlier through here. Bit of oversteer, but that's fine. That's a very good first couple of corners. Swinger into the next chicane. Ride on the grass. That was very risky. 3/10 up. Braking way later. Maybe a bit too late. That's fine. Ride the curb. Try not to lose the rear. Oh, that was pretty good. Now into this chicane. I know I can brake very late and sort of swing her in. That was a bit too late, though. Right up against the wall on the curb. I'm actually going to lose a little bit of time. Alonso sets the fastest lap. This braking point is very important. Probably the most important. I was a little bit early, but if I can get a good exit, which I do, we're off. And now I've got a lot more overtake. Look how much more I have. And now I should start gaining time. Look at that. Into the final chicane. Honestly, I wouldn't mind tapping the wall of champions a bit at this point. I avoid it. Half a second found. And that should get me easily into Q2. It's going to be a P11. Come come on. That was a really good lap. Still a couple of corners, which was a bit crap. Mainly, I don't remember. The one just before the first DRS, I braked a bit too late. And then in the hairpin, but to the back straight, I braked a bit too early. Apart from that, pretty good. So we finished P11. We end up clearing the safety zone by 2/10. Absolute W. Unfortunately, Jack Doohan does go out in P22, but there are two things you got to consider. Number one, we have the worst car on the grid. Number two, he's a rookie. So, what do you expect? Anyway, let's move on to Q2. Right, so for Q2, I'm just gonna, as you can see, there's only a minute left in the session. I'm just doing one lap at the end. I don't need to do 2 runs. I've only got 1 set of fresh tyres left. So let's give it everything and see if I can make a miracle happen. Or at best, let's just, get into like P13 or 12, do you know what I mean? That lap was absolutely sensational. And I don't think it's enough. Oh, but what a lap. Oh, okay, you know what? No, I don't care. That was a great lap. That was a remarkable lap from me. That was almost every ounce of performance I could have got. Oh, what's it gonna be? Oh! And I miss out by 32 milliseconds. Ah! That is so painful. 32 milliseconds away from getting into Q3, but I am so pleased with that performance. Is there a specific sector where I lost it? Let's see. A 19.4 through Sector 1, OCON a 19.6, I was 2/10 up. Sector 2, we are equal. It was Sector 3. Look at that. I'm 2/10 up in Sector 1, equal through Sector 2. And then I just lost it in Sector 3. I lost almost 2/10. I think my issue is that just like in my first run of Q1, I used too much ERS, like overtake, too early on. I think if I preserved it a bit more throughout Sector 1, because I mean my Sector 1 is really good. I didn't need to use my ERS through there, and then I just used it all down the back straight, like at least 50-60%. I probably would have gone into Q3, but it's all a learning process. And like I said, I'm absolutely chuffed with a P11. We start the race tomorrow with a very decent chance of points. Let's just hope that I don't go backwards. PTSD from my Senna Spain career mode video pops into mind. Anyway, let's head to race day. And here we are on Sunday for the Canadian Grand Prix. The AW's Grand Prix du Canada, I should say, of 2024. So much opportunity today. Starting P11, what a time to be alive. Perfectly dry race from start to finish is looking like. And yeah, this is going to be a good one. The setup is fairly bog standard, not the setup, sorry, the strategy, just medium to hard. Now, I really like this strategy because there are 2 different strategies you can run. I won't go into too much detail, but basically, with this one, a medium hard, you're doing mediums on high fuel and then hards on low fuel. So your lap times usually stay about the same from start to finish. Or you can run a hard medium where you're running hards on high fuel, so you're really, really slow, but at the end, you are the fastest car on track. But I much prefer the more consistent throughout type of strategy, so that's what we're going to go for. I think we're ready. Let's go. And it is time for the Canadian Grand Prix. Let's get that RPM optimal. And we're off. Let's go. It's not a bad start. My wheel isn't on. Now it is. Okay, we do manage to hold on to P11. We might actually go down the inside of OCON for P10 here. Hang about. Round the outside. Go on. Bit of oversteer. That's fine. Lots of oversteer. We are still wheel to wheel with Esteban Ocon. Ah, scary. Okay, whoa. Right. I somehow lived that altercation. I'm through into P10 in the point scoring positions. The car ahead of Oscar Piastri is on hard tyres as well. So hopefully I can stick with him and get a bit of DRS in future laps. But that is a great start. We gain a place. We hold on to it. Come on. And at the end of lap 1, We are in the points. DRS gets enabled. Now, of course, the goal is to stick with Piastri through this lap. Try and get involved in a bit of a DRS train. Let's see what I can make happen. And we do have DRS for the first time this race. But I'm not really interested in going for an overtake. Honestly, I'm more focused on just keeping good, consistent lap times. So that's why I want to be in the DRS train, so that Oscar Piastri can sort of pull me along. And of course, it helps me defend from Esteban Ocon without having to use ERS, which is big. Whoa, that's not good. That's a big issue. Massive oversteer on the exit of the hairpin. I've got a decent amount of ERS to defend with. Of course, I still get DRS as well. Can I defend? Oh yes, I'm pulling away. Sayonara. And because of how this track works, I now get a second dosage of DRS, even though I wasn't within a second. Fernando Alonso currently in like P2. I don't know how he's doing it. What a driver. And we are still in the points, but definitely a lot more sketchy now since that little mistake I made. Oh, wow. Someone's had a bit of a scrap through here. Look how much it's just bunched everyone up. Okay, I need to be very careful on corner exits, because that is sketchy. I wonder if I can go for a move on Piastri on the exit of here. If I use all my ERS, is there a chance? No. Whoa! Hang on, this is a very big opportunity. Okay, never mind. There are cars ahead having a massive old scrap. There's a chance for me to go down the inside of Piastri. That's a bit too risky. I ain't trying to put us both out the race. There is someone ahead having a massive scrap, and it's holding everyone else back, allowing me to stick with the pack. That is big. Be careful of the grass on the exit. I think that's what's doing me, actually, is I'm slightly touching the grass. But that's fine. Haven't got as much ERS as I'd like, but it's fine. Front tyres are doing okay. The rears are struggling quite a lot. Someone just had a massive lockup around the hairpin. I wonder who that was. Right, something big has happened. I've actually lost DRS on Oscar Piastri. Although I'm now within a second again, I'm not going to have DRS, which is a big issue because I've got Ocon and Gasly right behind me with DRS. Now, I do have quite a bit of overtake to use, and I think I am going to be able to defend. But of course, there's now a second DRS zone. And honestly, I don't even know why I lost DRS in the first place. I think I'm just starting to struggle a little bit, especially on the rear tyres. I mean, look at their wear compared to the rest, but the wear ain't even that bad. And we have a yellow flag somewhere up ahead, which means if there's a DNF about to happen, that's going to put me up into P9. And there's a big kerfuffle going on. It's one of the Ferraris. And that's going to put me right back into the mixture. What a legend. Whoever that Ferrari is has just saved my race. It's Charles Leclerc. He was the leader. And the leader DNFs on lap 7. What a time to be alive. His engine blows up and he's gone. And look at this. Because of that DNF, I'm now back in DRS. And I have rejoined this train. Let's go. And actually, if you look in the bottom left of your screen, it's actually a train from P1 to 21. Like, it's actually a train from the start to finish. There is zero field spread going on. Oh, there is Leclerc's car. We're all just driving past it. Unlucky, buddy. Sometimes that's just racing. Honestly, I don't care if the positions stay as they are, because I'm still scoring points. So, if it just stays in a DRS train until the end, I don't care. I would be perfectly happy with that. But anything can happen. Safety cars, red flags. Whoa, whoa. Okay, that's my first spin. Okay, give me that. 8 laps is my first spin. That's not too bad. Once again, I don't have DRS because there's something going on the exit of that chicane. And I lose like 3 tenths on the exit for some reason. And never mind, I do have DRS. I don't know how, but that is huge. That is a big W. Still got a couple laps until we pit, but we're definitely getting to a very sketchy point of this race where the car ahead is starting to pull away ever so slowly. The car behind is still as rampant as ever. And here we go, lap 11, the lap I am making my pit stop. Now it's as important as ever to stay close to the cars ahead. And that's going pretty well, I'd say. 0.4, not bad. And here we go. Now, I want to give myself a little bit of space so that I don't break and rear end Oscar Piastri. Now, did I nail the braking? Oh, you bet I did. And into the pits, we must go. E-I-E-I-O. Bosh, into the pits. Good stop, please. That'll do. We come out behind Ocon. No, ahead of Ocon, sorry. So, exactly where I was. Fine, cool, lovely stuff. And we are away. Now, one issue I'm going to face is that the Mercedes ahead of Hamilton. Oh, bashed the wall a little bit there, it's alright. I'm not going to have DRS. Ocon is. And of course, one thing that's important to note is that when I'm doing laps on the medium tyres right now, sorry, the hard tyres, I'm undercutting the hard tyre runners that haven't pitted yet. So that's big. And you know what? I am very cheeky. Do a little Leclerc Jeddah 22. Let Ocon through. That's not... I tried to give myself DRS. Somehow how has he got it? I swear they changed the detection point every lap. Well, the two McLarens have stayed out. We are going to go into P9. Okay. We actually get ahead of George Russell. We actually come out behind George Russell. Right, that plan of trying to give myself DRS has actually just completely, ruined everything. Okay. Oh, come on, Ocon. Slow down a bit, or Russell speed up. One of them two. Doesn't look like it, does it? It looks like Ocon's actually quicker. Let's see. Will Ocon go for a move on Russell? I think he's thinking about it. And he doesn't quite have enough speed. And the McLarens stay out another lap. In the meantime, pretty much every car is catching. Not entirely sure about that strategy from the Woking team. Right, now I've got Lance Stroll behind me to worry about. I think Ocon might just be gone. Like, Ocon is gone. I cannot get anywhere close to him. Good news is, we're still in the points, but I've sort of thrown that away a bit by letting him by, although I feel like I still should have got DRS. Norris finally pits. You can see him exiting there. Now, Norris was the lead McLaren. Piastri stays out another lap, and Norris is going to come out, I believe, just ahead of Russell in P7. I believe he was a lot higher than that before, so the McLaren strategy hasn't really worked. Why is Lance Stroll so quick in a straight line? I'm using my overtake, and he's still just catching me really quickly. I don't like that at all. And look at the time I lose on the exit of that chicane. Even though I'm using overtake, it doesn't really make much sense, as Ocon has a massive lockup. Do I get DRS? This is what confuses me. Okay, so I do. So I get DRS where I don't think the detection is. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to forget about it, because it's confusing me. Why is Lance Stroll so quick in a straight line? Jesus wept! Was that the other McLaren of Piastri? I believe it was. Piastri comes out behind Lance Stroll, wheel to wheel with Lance Stroll. That's really bad that he actually managed to get ahead of Stroll there. I mean, good news, I'm ahead of Piastri. Bad news is, he is going to be the fastest car on track by a decent margin. Maybe apart from his teammate. Uh-oh. Here comes Piastri. Is he going to go for it? No. Thank God. That's not an overtaking place at all. That's actually so annoying. If I didn't try my weird Ocon strategy, I'd be up in P8 right now. Darn it. Checo Perez sets the fastest lap of the race. What are we doing here? This is not real life. And I mean, to be fair, it isn't real life, but you get my point. In real life, Sergio Perez, P16 the entire race, fighting with the likes of Gasly and Magnussen. That's what's funny, actually. Gasly started, I believe, behind him, so did Ocon, and they both finished ahead of him, even without his DNF. That's really funny. Anyway, Oscar Piastri potentially going for a move. I'm going to brake later than him. He's still going to go for it. That's going to give me a little bit of time. I should keep DRS on Ocon, and that's all I'm really trying to do at this stage. Just keep DRS with Esteban Ocon, and just try and hold out for P9. Unless one of the cars ahead goes for a little scrap. And I don't think they are. Hang on a minute here. Esteban Ocon, no DRS. If he can still have no DRS on the next DRS zone, there's a very high chance I can get past him, but it looks like he is going to catch Russell. And he only needs to find one more attempt from Russell when he's got it again. That's really annoying. Come on, Russell! Pull away, son. You got this. Has Ocon got DRS? No. Let's dump that overtake to avoid Piastri getting past and to catch Ocon, although I didn't actually catch him that much there. I'm slightly concerned by that. Into the hairpin. Let's try not bash him up the Aris. We're okay. Decent exit. Now, can I actually do an overtake in this race? Oh, he gets such a good exit, though. Nah, there's no chance. Even though he doesn't have DRS, I'm barely catching him. That's so cringe. Oh, a bit of oversteer for Esteban Ocon. Come on, car! I'm going for it. I don't care. Daniel Ricciardo-esque down the inside, late on the brakes. Round the outside, I've got the worst line. Go on, stick in it. Come on! What a move! Up to PA. That was gorgeous. And I'm seriously concerned about that straight line speed. You're telling me I've got ERS plus DRS plus slipstream and I can't even get wheel to wheel. That's an issue. Now, can Ocon go for another move on the return bit of DRS? No, he can't. And honestly, I don't even know if I can keep this position as George Russell is pulling away. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Time to avoid the slipstream, and before the DRS even opens, Esteban Ocon is wheel to wheel, and I believe he's just going to glide through. Can I even fight this? No. Oscar Piastri, what are we doing? He tried to do it at Alex Albon then. Ocon now has DRS. I believe I had my hot lap on by mistake. Oscar Piastri potentially going for it, deciding too late to go for it. I had to just close the door because I didn't think he was going to go for it. Now, can I hang on and stay within the DRS? If I can and get another move done, I need to keep ERS charged. I accidentally had hot lap on for like a whole lap last lap. That's what lost me the position. And I tell you what, Oscar Piastri really isn't helping me here. We could work together and both get past him. But no, he's adamant on getting past me. Knobhead. Right, now as we know, my straight line speed is horrible. I'm not going to use all my overtake, just a decent amount, that'll do. Get close and then actually go for a move into turn 1. So let's brake into the final chicane. Get a good exit. That was not a good exit. Come on, car, please. I've got overtake. Oh, we are catching. To the inside again. I'm actually going to turn ERS off throughout turns 1 and 2, round the outside again. This should allow me to get a better exit. Now put medium back on, and I'm actually going to start recharging my ERS through this first sector, because there's nowhere to really overtake. Alright, first DRS ahead of Ocon. This time I don't have my hot lap on, and I am going to survive. Turning ERS off now, throughout the chicane, turn it back on. Here he comes. Do some very, very minor defending. Actually, if I cut off Ocon, okay. I thought Piastri might go for a move if I cut off Ocon, but that hasn't really worked at all. On the exit, it's a very good exit. I've got 40% ERS to defend with. I'm going to wait until now so I can get the maximum straight line spit. Okay. Honestly, I thought I'd put up a bit more of a fight. Hang on, it's not over yet, though. And it's over. Okay, right. Even with ERS overtake, I seriously can't compete with that. Unlucky. But again, we make our way round, and we try it all over again. Right, here we come again. Oscar Piastri, please don't be an arse. Just don't. Okay, good. We're catching Ocon pretty quickly, and I still have ERS to spare. Into the chicane. Good exit. Good exit. Lots of overtake to use. To the inside. Whoa! You'd have cut me off like that. That's a bit cruel from Ocon. This time I actually get ahead before the corner so I can save even more ERS. And now I am truly saving ERS. Like, I'm going to do it for the entire lap. I don't care. Now this lap, I'm going to use my ERS a lot earlier so I can reach that top speed quicker. And this time, is Piastri going for it? I'm going to block off Ocon here, so Piastri can go for it. Go on, son. Down the inside. That's given me a lot of breathing room. That is massive. Come on, car. Even though I now have a bit of room, I'm still saving that ERS. My main target is about 70% by the final lap. And I might have to use some cheeky tactics if it comes down to it. But so far, chilling in P8. I think I'm confident in saying that whatever happens, I will score points today. And here we go, the final lap of this race. Can I hold on to P8? Let's see what can happen. I think all I need to do is get as much ERS as possible and then just use it down the back straight. I think that's my only threat. Still holding on nicely through the chicane for the final time. Here comes Piastri though. Is he going to go for a move? He might do, you know. Turn my ERS off one last time. I have saved up about 70%. I go a bit wide. The exit's there though. And now we dump it and avoid that slipstream. I can only make a couple more moves. We're going to make one more move to the far right. Come on, car. We're holding on nicely. Round that chicane, the final time. Bosh, bosh, hold it, and for the first time this series, I have scored some points. Come on! Let's go. P8 in my team career mode. Points in Canada. That was a great race. Start to finish, constant action, always stuck in the DRS train, constantly behind faster cars, constantly ahead of faster cars. And honestly, Piastri has bottled that. He had the strategy there. I said it was a crap strategy and I stand by that. But when you're on medium tyres, fresh medium tyres, and everyone else on a couple lap old hards, you need to be gaining those places. But that ERS at the end, like I said, I needed to save around 70%. I had 70%, and look at the result. Victory for me. Come on. Well, not a victory, but P8 is almost a victory. And here's the final finishing order. Verstappen goes from P4 to P1. Sergio Perez P3 to P2 takes the fastest lap, and Fernando Alonso finishes out the podium. I gained 3 places on the day, up to P8. And actually, if you compare my fastest laps with everyone else's, that ain't bad. I was only 2/10 off the fastest lap, and I was faster than everyone except the guy who got the fastest lap. And one thing I want to look at is the actual individual lap times, because that consistency is pretty good. 12.2, okay, so, you know, 8/10, no, 6, 1, 4, 7, okay, maybe not that consistent, but I was scrapping with cars until the end, to be fair. But what a race. Unfortunately, Jack Doohan is going to finish, I believe, last. Yes, he does finish last. 5 seconds off Logan Sargent, and that's okay. But anyway, like I said, worst car, rookie, you sort of expect it. But anyway, that's going to be all from me. That was an absolute banger of an episode. If you remember, if you watched my last episode of my Senna career mode, my previous video at Spain, I said I will give this game one more chance. If the handling is still unfun and horrible, I will just stop playing the game. Today, it looks like Codemasters want me to stick around because that was really, really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. And honestly, it's a bit random, but I want to give a huge shout out to Sim Racing Setups on YouTube, because when I use default setups in this game, they are incredibly bad to drive. They're so unfun for me personally to drive on, but with these guys' setups that they do, it makes this game so much more playable and so much more fun. And like, it might be a bit of an extreme, but keeps me making videos. If I still had to use default setups, I would have stopped playing this game and stopped uploading. Because of these guys' setups, they make the game so much more enjoyable, and it allows me to carry on with my videos. So a huge shout out to them. That's going to be all from me. More videos coming soon. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, all the usual stuff. And I'll see you next time. 07, see you later. Ta-da! Come on!